All right. Before you watch this video, I'm going to ask you to stop and watch this one, because this is a subset response to the video that I did titled Embracing the Fear of Failure. So I've learned something. And if you can pause it right here and watch that video and then come back, I think that you'll get more out of watching it then than if you just watch this now. Because that video will give you some context, okay? So I'm gonna stop for 5 seconds. Go to that video. Okay, welcome back. I'm glad that you watched that video, because it's gonna set this one up for the next stage for me. And the next stage for me in growth, it's the only way I can describe it. So in the previous video about the fear of failure, we were talking about the fear of starting a business and it not working out. And that's a real fear for somebody who's never done it before. But what I can tell you is that it's easy. It was easy for me to say that because I haven't truly experienced what it's like to embrace the fear of failure in a business, okay? I haven't had that happen. I mean, my business stopped because of COVID, but this is something different. But it relates back to that because it makes this example 100 times harder. And here's why. So embracing the fear of failure means that in this dynamic that I'm going to share with you, it's paralyzing. And I've been paralyzed by it for the last 4 days. And I'll give you a real world example. And the real world example is that what I'm doing right now with my yard sign business and with these videos and with signs of kindness and, you know, my website and all that stuff, all of it. I love all of it. I love it so much that I have to do it. I have to. But what I can tell you is I'm still really struggling with it. And here's why. So I have old tapes that have been running for a very long period of time, since a young boy. And one of them is, I think that as a father and a husband, it's my job to provide for my family. And I do believe that to be true. What has happened up until now is that I believed that if I did that, and I did it, even though I truly didn't like what I was doing, it was enough. But my track record is different. So for the last 20 years in my sales career, I have jumped from layoffs to new jobs with bigger potential that I believed would be wonderful. And in reality, at the end of the day, I didn't like any of it. Now, I didn't know that until just recently, because what I thought I was doing was the right thing. And I'm not going to beat myself up about it. But what I can say to you is that since March, since I've been doing this, the videos, the everything, all of it. Listen, if you're following me and you're subscribed to my channel, you're part of my private Facebook group, you're a part of it. So you understand what that is. Better than most. But it's, in short, it's doing something that, guys, I love it. I'm not afraid to admit it. I still don't know what it is, but I love it. I know enough to know that I can't stop doing it because it feels so right. But there was a price to pay for that. Not a price to pay. There was experience. There was discomfort. That's the word. There was some discomfort I had to go through because the old tapes don't stop playing. And they will keep running when you're going through that tough time. So this is my reality. It's happening right now as we speak. My reality is that I am not making the same amount of money that I was making before COVID. I'm making 5 times less. And because of the deferments and the things that are going on in COVID that we all can take advantage of when we want to, I'm not in that bad of a spot. Not yet. But I've had to use money that I've saved to keep doing this because I love it. But now we're coming to the end. Starting in January, all those bills are going to come back. And what I can tell you happened was that I flipped out. I flipped out. I was so insecure, and still am, about what was going to happen that I did what I always did, which is I looked and interviewed for a job that felt comfortable, that was going to pay me some money that I thought I would be really good at. And it was presented to me in such a way that it seemed as if it was destiny. Like it was, there it is. It's meant to be. You got to do it. So yesterday I basically got the job, and I thought I would be really happy about it. But I felt something inside of me that just didn't feel right. But I didn't know what it was. And it wasn't until I spoke to my extremely close friend, Rich Jacks, that he said something to me that absolutely shattered my foundation of insecurity and left me raw and naked and in tears, that brought me to this realization. And this is what the realization was, is that when you're so close to actually doing and continuing to keep doing what you believe that you're supposed to do, these opportunities present themselves as a booby trap to get you off what it is that you want to do. Find that job. Make it work. People might think I'm crazy, and that's fine. And I sound like I'm crazy. But I'm saying this to you because I have to do it. And I'm opening myself up to the possibilities of financial, not purposeful, but more discomfort. But what I can say to you is in that video of the fear of failure, for me, it's hard. It's easy to talk about not picking up the coffee cup. Because I have so many old tapes playing, telling me that you shouldn't do what it sounds like you might be doing for the first time, and very scared about it because it doesn't feel comfortable, that you shouldn't look at it. Don't do it. Do what you know, which is a false sense of security, and do it for someone else, not for you. I want you to know that I've been a raw nerve these last couple of days. I haven't been wanting to make videos. I haven't been the same because I've been struggling with what to do. And I'm still in it. And it's still very uncomfortable. But I'm sharing this with you because I'm in it. And I'm sharing it because I'm not sharing after the fact, after I may be successful. I'm not sharing it after that. I'm sharing it with you because now I am scared. I don't know what to do, but I do now. I've gone through the discomfort and I'm in a spot. And I'm not afraid of the outcomes. Kind of. I'm nervous. I will be honest, I'm nervous. But they're not compelling me to do what I've always done. It's breaking that cycle. So, where I'm at, and this is the best analogy that I can give you. It feels like the best analogy. So I have a very close friend, my friend Rich Jacks, who's gone through this and has done it many times and been very successful. And he is standing right next to me. And he is telling me that based on his experience and what he believes that we both agree that I should do, he's proven it, I haven't, that I am looking over a cliff. Like Wile E. Coyote does when he's going after the roadrunner. Like, wow, that is far down, Rich. That is really far. And what Rich is saying to me is this. Hey, Renick, if you jump off that cliff and believe what I'm telling you, you will soar. You will soar. So I'm looking over this cliff and I'm like, this is where I'm at. I'm like, you're nuts. If I jump off this cliff, I'm falling straight down and I'm going to die. It's just how it's going to be. And Rich is saying no. And then I say this to Rich. I said, listen, dude, this is a big cliff. You're telling me that if I jump off this cliff right now, that I will soar. Show me. Because I don't believe you. He said, okay. He goes over the cliff. He looks over the cliff and he jumps. And just before I look over the cliff to see where he is, he comes up and he soars. Why? Because he's doing what he loves. And he is weightless. There is no anxiety. There is no stress. There just is with the decision of doing what you love. Now, do you know how satisfying and refreshing it is to have a power of example of that? It's so refreshing that I am going to tell you that I am going to jump. But I haven't jumped yet. Because I don't know if I'm going to soar. But I have enough of a belief to see how weightless and how soaring my friend Rich is that I'm going to trust him and jump. Now that means I don't know the outcome. That means I don't know when. That doesn't mean I will be taken care of. All of the reasons that you're justifying not doing it right now are the right reasons. And I focus in on all the negatives. I don't focus in on any of the positives because I don't believe any of them to be true because I'm too scared. Well, I'm telling you now that I am scared and that I'm going to pick up the coffee cup even though I'm scared of it, and that I'm doing it right now. And even though I haven't jumped, I will, and I'm going to. I'm jumping right now. I'm telling you that I'm going to work my fingers to the bone until something presents itself that will tell me that I'm going to be okay. I'm not expecting $1 million. I'm not expecting $1,000. I'm simply telling you that I have to jump. I have to. So this video is confirmation for all of you to hear that I am jumping. And I am terrified. But I'm jumping because I've been inspired by all of you because of everything that you have taught me. I have to. I have to do it. I have to know. I have to know that I tried. And up until this point, I haven't in this capacity. I'm pushing it all in. And that feels really selfish. But for the first time ever, I have to go all in, or it doesn't mean anything. I have to believe that it will be okay. My head says it won't, but my heart says it will. And I'll let you know what happens. Because this isn't going to be the end of my video. This isn't going to be the end of me. There'll be more to come. But I want you to know that I am jumping. Jumping right now. I'm not going to look back. I'm going to work my fingers to the bone. And I'm going to have the faith in you and in Rich that what you're telling me is true. Because it doesn't feel that way. But I have no other choice. And I hope that the universe will take care of me. Because it's taking care of Rich. It's taking care of my friend Dave. I have hundreds and thousands of examples that I believe confirm what I am completely terrified of doing at the ripe old age of 50 years old with 3 kids and a wife that doesn't work and a mortgage and a truck payment. Logically, it's insane. And you're right. You're absolutely right. But doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. And I cannot keep pretending that what I was doing up until this point was anything that I liked, because it wasn't. That's it. I am jumping. Are you?